it's us ladies that stays with our children if you're no longer together with your partner. So we as women, we need to be careful what we say. Like we just don't need to say everything. Like don't feed your child with your bad things about your husband, talk about bad things about your ex, your partner, whoever. And because that can affect your child and it can make your child to view the father in a different way. So you need to be careful of that, because of have that heart. Even though you are no longer together, you and your ex, you were fighting, not the child.
Yeah, the
So
child.
don't involve the child in your disagreements, your stories, and whatever. So you need to be careful of that. So if you're a woman, you're staying with your child, and the partner has built another relationship somewhere.
It's a beautiful journey, a beautiful life to share. It's a testimony. It's a beautiful journey, a beautiful life to share. It's a testimony. Living with the Rafapas.
Hello everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel. We are back yet another week with another video. So the Rafapas family, I am TD.
And I am Tapelo.
Yes, we have another topic related to marriage. Today we want to speak about stepchildren in marriage. It differs in marriages. Some they take it well, others they don't, which can affect your marriage, because of we are living in times where other people get married already when they have children outside, a child or children. So we need to talk about it on what are the things that really affects the marriage not to work related to stepchildren, and how we can work on it, like how it needs to be done. Because either way, you love someone and has a child, you also need to love that child. Am I right? Okay.
Definitely. You cannot. Let me speak on the side of men. Before you marry someone, and you're aware that that person has a child. Some people they have a child, they have kids. Some ladies they have kids because they've made mistakes when they were not married, and as a result the child came. Some they have kids because maybe they are coming from a divorce. You know, some they have kids because they were raped. There are many incidents that people will have children, and you know the best thing is that before I marry my wife, we don't have such a situation in our marriage that we can relate to, but we've learned it from other people again. So if my wife came with a child and I claim that I love her and I want to make her my wife, I need to appreciate the fact that she's a mother to that child, and that child needs a mother. I don't need to put her in a place where she needs to choose
Yeah.
between her child and me.
Yeah.
Before I make a decision to marry her, I must have already settled it in me or in my heart that I'm marrying her and that child. And that child is now my child. I need to receive that child as my own child.
Yes. So
Don't-
you should not make that child to be an outlier.
Yeah.
The minute you know that somebody has a child, you need to take that child as your own, or unless it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like you need to have the same heart with your children, the same thing that you're gonna do for your child, like the one that you share together, you need to do it to that child. So all of us, we have preference. If that's, you know yourself that that thing won't work for you, don't do it.
Don't marry. Yeah. Don't marry that person. And then you want to put that child away like that. And the child will grow in anger, resentment, comparing him or herself with the children that are inside marriage, you know. So it's your responsibility as a man, as a head of the house, to adopt that culture to be receiving. And there are instances where both couples, they come with kids. They
Yeah,
come
it's
with children.
challenging, eh?
And then now, if I am working and my wife is not working, for instance, you find that I'm doing only beautiful things. My children are going to nice schools, the ones that I came with, including the ones that we had together in our marriage. And then you find that the children or a child that she came with just goes to a cheap school and all that. That thing will affect that child.
Yeah.
So you must be ready to take all of these kids as your own children. When you buy your children clothes or Nike or whatever
Do the same.
shop, you
Yeah.
can't buy the child that you say is not yours. You buy the children clothes, garments. You say no, as long as the child is wearing, it's affecting. So when ka Sepedi ba re o gapa kgomo le namane, so we rapa le namane ntate, and that's how it is. And then the other thing is that depending on how old the child is, because some of these kids, they are too disrespectful. You find that maybe the mother, let's say I have a child and the mother of my child refuses to give me the child. Maybe I lost the custody of the child at court and I'm not staying with that child. And the mother of my child always feeds like
Bad things.
bad things. Or go there, when you go there, don't respect that woman. What. Me as a man, I need to discipline my son. I need to discipline my daughter. I need to tell her, sit her down and say, if you're going to come here with that attitude, you're not going to survive here. It's my responsibility to ensure that my wife is respected. It goes back to the previous video where we were speaking about you are responsible of how other people view your
Yeah.
and also the woman that I left with the child with, she needs to know. I need to make sure that she knows that I'm now married, I respect my wife, and for us to co-parent well, again, there are principles that must be put in place. Because there are instances where we get baby mama get but baby mamas are dramatic. You need to deal with your baby mama who's dramatic. The drama must not come into our marriage.
Yeah.
The baby mama must be dealt with correctly. If you entertain her bad behavior, she will not stop. But if you put them to an end and you put your foot down as a man, she will definitely have to stop, because she will be left with no choice. It's either she decides to cooperate, or otherwise you'll just take care of your child. If you lost custody, unfortunately you will have to do it at a distance, until the child grows up, and then maybe if the child grows up, you can rebuild that
Because
relationship.
most of the time, if you can check, it's us ladies that stays with our children if you're no longer together with your partner. So we as women, we need to be careful what we say. Like we just don't need to say everything. Like, don't feed your child with your bad things about your husband. Talk about bad things about your ex, your partner, whoever. And because that can affect your child, and it can make your child to view the father in a different way. So you need to be careful of that, because of have that heart. Even though you are no longer together, you and your ex, you were fighting, not the child. So don't involve the child in your disagreements, your stories, and whatever. So you need to be careful of that. So if you're a woman, you're staying with your child, and the partner has built another relationship somewhere, just admit that he moved on. He needs to focus on his new family. So for you, give the child a chance to go and see the father, because you spend most of your time with your child. So that lessen the chances. If you don't badmouth the father, it lessen the chances of like the relationship has to work. The chances of finding that the relationship of the father and the child is not working out. So if you speak good things, even when they meet, they go for holidays, the child goes for holidays, everything will go well. But the minute you badmouth, you will see even how the child speaks to the father when he's around that side because of you're saying bad things about the father. So we need to be careful of that.
Yeah, don't make your
Yeah.
fight the child's fight.
Yes.
Every child needs both parents. Unfortunately, if maybe the parent has passed away, it's another case on its own. But
Yeah.
if the parents are present,
Yeah, never deprive the opportunity.
never deprive the child an opportunity to have the relationship with the other parent. Even if you're not together, because at once you loved each other. You see, but now you've moved on. You are with another person, and you fought, and your fights have nothing to do with the child. So, please, let us respect our homes. Let us love our kids. And then, if you are with someone who is not taking care, you know that this person is a child. Again, as a woman, you know that this person is a child and is not taking care of that child. As a woman, also, you are responsible. Because you need to encourage your husband to take care of his own child.
But sometimes you do encourage, you talk, but nothing happens. It does happen like that.
And then that tells you, if you're in a relationship, that tells you that person is irresponsible.
Okay.
Then don't marry him. You get it? Yeah, that tells you that person is irresponsible. How do you give a person children if there's a child that is suffering? Yet you can see the person has got the money. Unless if there's no money, then it makes sense. But if the person has got financial means, but they still don't take care of their children, even if the baby mama is dramatic, that has got nothing to do with the child. It goes both ways. Take the child out, maybe cut off the baby mama because of it's gonna spoil your marriage. But maybe communicate with an elderly person that side of that other female that can give you close access to your child, depending on the age of the child.
So let's talk about this. I think I once said the incident where what happens if, okay, you have a child outside, your ex-girlfriend, ex-wife moved on, maybe they got married somewhere else, so they're the one that are staying with their child. So when it comes to finance, you have more money. So you still have you're still responsible for your child. You take care of your child. So what happens when you want to take care of your child, you buy your child clothes, you buy your child everything. But on the other side of the ex, they're taking care, she have other children, but she can't take care of the children the way you do. Like you buy
afford.
Nike and the other children can't afford.
Then it depends. Maybe the if agree we are promoting the issue of good culture of good parenting.
Yes, I'm just saying if there's such incidents, what
Yes,
do
you find
do?
that the other kids that side they are intimidated because this one the father is taking care and all that. So rather we can talk about my child moving in with me. Agree we are in good terms. And me, this is what I want to do for my child. Give me the child.
So that when you buy for your children, you can also do for your other child.
Yeah, so that the
equal.
child does not intimidate those other kids, because I can't be stopped from taking my child to a good school. Because that's what I think. I can afford a good school for my child. But I cannot take all those kids there to a good school because of, So if I'm financially stable and I'm with a responsible woman, we can sit down me and my wife and you as the mother of the child, and maybe your new husband, and we talk about it as adult people to say, this is what we want for our child. So it will be their decision to decide whether we will give our child that while the child is with them, or we'll give our child that when the child is with us. But for the health of the other kids, it's best that we do it when the kids are staying with us. I think we've answered it well. So thank you very much, guys. I don't know what you think about it. I repeat, as a man, make sure that you respect your wife even around the kids that are not hers, and you teach them that this is a mother, this is a wife, and they need to give her the same respect that they give. You can't have a situation where your children, they respect you more than her simply because she's not their mother. It's not correct, it's not healthy. So thank you very much. We love you.
It's a testimony. It's a beautiful journey, a beautiful life to share. It's a testimony.